Cucamonga Quakes under manager John Shoemaker. Rancho is tied for first in the Cal League South, 20-15 record, along with Lake Elsinore. Leading off, the second baseman Yainer Fernandez. Batting second, the designated hitter Alex DeJesus. Batting third and doing the catching, Diego Cartaya. Damon Keith bats cleanup, and he's in right field. Austin Gauthier bats fifth. He's at shortstop. Hitting sixth in center field, Jake Vogel. The left fielder, Gage Howard, he bats seventh. Hitting eighth is Kenneth Betancourt. He's at third base, and batting ninth at first base is Luis Diaz. And on the mound for Rancho Cucamonga, the right-hander in Bonnie Robles. Here we go from downtown Fresno. McCade Brown out of the windup in the first pitch of the ball game. To Yainer Fernandez is taken down the middle, strike one. No balls and one strike, and we are underway at 6:51 tonight, and again 89 degrees as Fernandez takes outside for a ball 1-1. Fresno defensively, Juan Guerrero in left, Braden Ward in center, and Yanquiel Fernandez in right. Is the 1-1 to Fernandez is a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. From third to first, it's Warming Bernable. Adele Amador at short, Juan Brito at second, Hunter Goodman at first. As Fernandez swings at a curve in the dirt, misses strike three, but the ball gets away from the catcher Fulford up along the third base side, and by the time he picks it up and gets it to Goodman at first, it is too late, and Fernandez is safe. So the game starts on a strikeout, but the runner advances to first base, and that'll be a wild pitch. So unusual start to this one, strikeout, wild pitch, and the Quakes get the leadoff man on. So not quite the way that I think anybody envisioned the first batter to reach tonight. So charge a wild pitch to McCade Brown, and now here's Alex DeJesus, and he takes high ball 1-0. You heard me say the catcher's Braxton Fulford, and the pitcher tonight for Fresno, McCade Brown. The designated hitter tonight for Fresno is A.J. Lewis. We'll give you the Grizzlies lineup when time permits. So now it's DeJesus who digs in, and he swings and grounds one foul up along third. Ball and a strike. Again, the Rancho Cucamonga lineup, it's Fernandez, DeJesus, and Cartaya. Keith, Gauthier, and Vogel. Howard, Betancourt, Diaz. And the left-hander Robles on the hill. No score, top of the first, Fresno Rancho. DeJesus, the designated hitter, in the 1-1, and that's outside for McCade Brown, ball two. 2 balls and 1 strike to DeJesus, who bats at .245, 7 homers, and he has 18 runs batted in. Fernandez is yet to attempt to steal this year. Goodman holds him on, and the 2-1 pitch from Brown outside, ball 3-1. Rancho Cucamonga is managed by John Shoemaker. He is the third base coach. And coaching over at first, former big league outfielder Daniel Nava. 3-1 the count. The kick and the pitch from the set. DeJesus swats this one high down toward the Fresno right field bullpen. Fernandez gives chase, and back of the bullpen mound makes the catch. Tagging from first and going to second with a dive is Fernandez. So one Fernandez makes a really good catch and foul ground back of the Grizzly bullpen mound. That's the first out tonight. The other Fernandez tags and goes to second base on the foul out down the right field line. So one out, one on, and now here is the catcher, Diego Cartaya. With this game, no score here on the top of the first, Fresno and Rancho Cucamonga. So now it's Cartaya facing McCade Brown. He stands as Brown 6'6", 225 pounds. And the pitch to Cartaya, high ball, 1-0. McCade Brown, third-round pick out of Indiana last year by Colorado. 21 years old. He grew up in central Illinois in the town of Normal. Cartaya from Venezuela. As Brown looks back at second, and the pitch, and that's taken down the middle for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 255 for Cartaya. 8 home runs, and he has 25 runs batted in. RBI double last night for Cartaya was 1 for 4. He has 2 hits in the series. Lead at second by Fernandez, and the pitch, Cartaya looks up and in, ball 2 from Brown. 2 balls and 1 strike from McCade Brown. 2 and a 4-seam fastball, a 12-6 curveball. Fastball tops out in the about 93 to 94 range for McCade Brown. As he looks back at second with a 2-1, Cartaya takes strike 2 on the outside corner, 2-2. Tonight's home plate umpire is Ryan Wilson. And the umpire on the bases is Josiah Shepard. No score, top of the first. Fresno and Rancho. Grizzlies have won the first two games. Cartaya caught here Tuesday afternoon. Now back catching tonight after DHing last night as he hits one foul up along third. 2 balls and 2 strikes from McCade Brown, who got a no decision in his last start, game in which Fresno won 4-3. Brown struck out 10 over 5 innings. Runner at second, Fernandez. Brown looks back at second and now deals, and Cartaya, big swing and a miss, strike 3. Big curveball there, and Cartaya out in front of it, comes up empty. That's the second strikeout for Brown. 2 down here on the top of the first inning. Fresno nothing, Rancho nothing, and now Damon Keith digs in. The 10 strikeouts for Brown, the most by any Grizzly pitcher this year. 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run earned. He walked 2 and again struck out 10. So now it's Damon Keith, and he looks outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Keith bats at .333, has 4 homers and 17 runs batted in. The .333 clip, 4th best in the Cal League. No score, top of the first. Fernandez at second on the pitch to Keith, and the Cal Baptist alum takes a strike on the outside corner, a ball and a strike to Keith, who's also 3rd in on-base percentage, .463 clip in that department. Tied for 2nd most in the league in hits with 40. He and Denzel Clark of Stockton both with 40. Von Brown of San Jose leads the Cal League in hits with 41. So 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Damon Keith. Again, McCade Brown began the year at extended spring training in North Scottsdale. Was kept back due to minor injury and sent to Fresno a few weeks ago. His first start as a Grizzly was here on May 5th against Modesto, game in which he lost. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, and that's down the middle, strike 2 from McCade Brown. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No score, top of the first. Fresno and Rancho Cucamonga. Keith led off last night. Was 1 for 2 with a single and a couple of walks, and he takes a slider, strike 3 call, inside corner. Really more of a curve. Again, Brown didn't really feature a slider, but he had a little hook to it. But Keith strikes out looking, and unusual because even though McCade Brown struck out 3, he didn't strike out every batter he retired because there was a wild pitch and allowed Fernandez, the leadoff man, to reach off a strikeout. But Brown recovers from that. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left after half an inning tonight from downtown Fresno. It is Rancho Cucamonga nothing in Fresno coming up. You're listening to the Fresno Grizzlies on 1430 ESPN Fresno. To the top of the second inning, 2-0 Fresno. The count to Austin Gothier is at a ball and a strike. And McCade Brown's pitch is fouled to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gothier. So it's Gothier, Vogel, and Howard. 5, 6, and 7 as McCade Brown deals, and that is outside for a ball. And the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Austin Gothier. 2-0 Fresno. Brown a 3 strikeout first inning, even though he didn't strike out the side, but he gets Gothier to look down the middle, strike 3, and he is out. So 4 strikeouts now for McCade Brown. And just like that, 1 out. So mentioned Brown, 10 strikeouts in his last outing, which was at Visalia, and the most by any Grizzly pitcher this year. Now it's Vogel who dribbles 1 foul up along first, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors for Fresno. No runs, no hits, 1 error for Rancho Cucamonga. Grizzlies have now outscored Rancho in this series 22-10 as Vogel is swinging a foul tip into the glove of the catcher Fulford. Strike two, no balls, and 2 strikes to count to Jake Vogel at 204, no homers, 10 RBIs. Brown deals, and Vogel takes low for a ball. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Vogel. Facing McCade. Brown began his pro career last year with the Rockies in the Arizona Complex League. He winds in the 1-2 to Vogel. Strike 3 called inside corner. And Brown in his inning and 2/3, now 5 strikeouts. And again, keep in mind, one of the strikeouts was Fernandez reaching on a wild pitch to open the game. So McCade Brown, the only out that has been put in the air or in play was De Jesus, fly ball to right. Now it's Gage Howard who hits one foul left side. No balls and 1 strike to Howard, who just joined Rancho the other day from extended spring training, and the New Orleans alum, University of New Orleans alum, takes outside for a ball. And the count is at 1-1. So Howard pinch hit last night. So last night was his first ever professional baseball game as he looks up and away, ball 2 from Brown. 2 balls and 1 strike. I mentioned this last night, but he is the first left-handed batter for Rancho all season. That is amazing. Here we are, almost 40 games in, as he puts this ball in play and chops one toward first. Goodman backs up on the ball, and he'll underhand to the pitcher, Brown covering. And Gage Howard is out. And Rancho goes in order in the second. So good job by McCade Brown, given a 2-0 lead. And he has a 1-2-3 second with a couple of strikeouts. Inning and a half gone by, 2-0 Fresno over Rancho. You're listening to Fresno Grizzlies on FresnoGrizzlies.com. We go to the third inning. It's Fresno 5, Rancho Cucamonga nothing. And Kenneth Betancourt leads it off. And McCade Brown out of the windup delivers, and Betancourt takes up and away, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Betancourt, Diaz, and then the top of the Rancho order for the second baseman and Fernandez. So matters 8, 9, and 1 as Brown deals, and that's outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 5-0 Grizzlies. A.J. Lewis with the 3-run second inning homer. The kick on the 2-0 to Betancourt, and he pops this one up on the infield. Second baseman Burrito calling for it, and now makes the catch. He was in the direction of the second base bag, then had a backpedal last moment with his black cleats planted on the lip of the grass. And Betancourt is out, 1 down. Betancourt coming in at .257 with 3 homers and 17 runs batted in. Mention action in the Rancho bullpen. It is Wei Sheng Lin, a Taiwan native, getting loose. Now it's Diaz, and he takes high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. It's Luis Diaz at .220, 5 homers, and he has 18 RBIs. 5-0 Fresno. Top of the third, and Brown's pitch, and that's lined right center, base hit. Far to his right, Fernandez up with the baseball, spins around and throws it into the shortstop Burrito, or the shortstop Amador, and Diaz has a single. So the number 9 batters in both lineups doing good tonight. Lewis, a 3-run homer for Fresno. Diaz, the single to right for Rancho. And now for the second time tonight, Rancho will go to the top of its order for the second baseman and Yainer Fernandez. So Diaz at first base, 10 steals, tops on the team. He's been caught twice. And the pitch to Fernandez, and that's golfed in the air down the right field line, foul, strike 1-0-1. Here at Chachansey Park, where it's 324 feet down the left field line. 385 to the gaps, 400 to straightaway center, and 335 down the right field line. Diaz at first, being held on by Goodman, and the pitch popped up again, foul right side by Fernandez. Strike 2, 0-2. 13-foot wall from the left field foul pole toward left center. And then the wall drops down to about 11 feet, a little chain link fence atop that, a wall out near the grassy berm and swimming pool. Brown's 0-2, and that's low ball 1, 1-2. And the wall drops down to 10 feet out towards straightaway center, and then the wall will gradually decline from 10 feet down to 4 feet, and it's a 4-foot wall at the right field foul pole. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Fernandez struck out swinging, but reached base in the first inning on a wild pitch. That opened the ball game as Brown deals here, and that's fouled at the plate. And the count to Yainer Fernandez. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Fernandez, we've seen play second and catch in this series. Fernandez among the top 20 in Dodger prospects, according to Baseball America. The 1-2 pitch here, Diaz goes, and that ball is tapped towards second. To his left is Brito, and the second baseman. Good recovery there up with the baseball. Throws to Goodman at first, and out is Fernandez. Diaz moves to second base, but with 2 out. 5-0 Fresno. Top of the 3rd inning, and now here is the designated hitter in Alex DeJesus. Well, good job there because Brito went to cover second, but then had time to recover. Otherwise, he doesn't recover. That ball's in the right field. It's 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Instead, 2 out. Runner at second, and now DeJesus, and he takes high ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Alex DeJesus. He fouled out to right field. Good play by the right fielder, Yanquiel Fernandez, catching a ball back of the Grizzly bullpen as DeJesus takes a strike on the inside corner. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike to Alex DeJesus, who is DHing tonight, normally a shortstop. The kick in the 1-1, and he takes low ball 2 balls and 1 strike. Talked a little bit about DeJesus the other day. Dodgers signed him for $500,000 out of the Dominican Republic in 2018. Second straight year at Rancho for him, where he hit .268 a season ago. Diaz at second, and DeJesus swings, slaps 1 towards short. Gobbled up by Amador, and he'll throw to Goodman at first. Good stretch by Hunter toward the pitcher's mound side of the first base bag, and DeJesus is out. And McCade Brown, 3 shutout innings so far. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left onto the bottom of the 3rd. 5-0 Fresno leading Rancho Cucamonga. When we get back, Wei Sheng Lin will be the new pitcher for Rancho Cucamonga on 1430 ESPN. Greenwald with you on 1430 ESPN. We are back on the radio Saturday with a 6:20 pregame and a 6:50 p.m. first pitch. And again, appreciate the 6:20 p.m. starts when we're on the radio. Allows us to play a couple of pregame shows, a couple of pregame interviews. I guess there's only 1 pregame show, but 2 interviews within that time. Tomorrow night, we're going to talk about some promotions we have coming up. You know, the weekend, always a fun night to come out. It's always a fun night no matter what, but got a lot of promotions for you. So let's talk tomorrow night. It'll be a 6:50 p.m. first pitch, and the Grizzlies will wear special jerseys which benefit Mental Health Awareness Night. Now that will be presented by the Fresno County Department of Behavioral Health, and we'll also have fireworks after the game. Diego Cartaya leads it off in McCade Brown's pitch, swinging a miss at a fastball strike, 1-0-1. So that'll be tomorrow night. Everyone gets to run the bases after the game. So fireworks and then the special jerseys for Mental Health Awareness Night. Broken bat tapper towards second. To his right, Brito, and the second baseman will circle to the shortstop side of the diamond, and he'll throw across to Goodman at first, and Cartaya is out. So 1 up and 1 down. Cartaya, Keith, and Gothier, 3, 4, and 5 to face McCade Brown. He and the Grizzlies have a 5-0 lead. Top of the 4th inning. And now Damon Keith bats. He struck out looking in the first. And Brown's pitch, high ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Then Saturday night, Christian Fellowship Night, Community Outreach Night, and a tribute to the Fresno Falcons, the 1-0. High ball 2-0 is the Falcons, who 20 years ago won the hockey championship of the East Coast Hockey League. They'll wind up in the 2-0, and Keith takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count now at 2 balls and 1 strike, with Fresno leading Rancho 2-1. Top half of the 4th inning, and the pitch on the way, and that's outside for a ball. West Coast Hockey League, let me correct that. They won the WCHL in 2002, not the East Coast Hockey League. The 3-1 pitch, swinging a miss, strike 2, 3, and 2. But anyway, the Falcons, champions of the WCHL. And the 20th anniversary of such, so we will honor them. The Grizzlies will be wearing special Falcons jerseys. A wind by Brown on the 3-2. Right down the middle, taking strike 3 called, and Damon Keith is called out on strikes for the second time tonight. So that's the 6th strikeout for McCade Brown. 5-0 Fresno. Top of the 4th inning. And now that'll bring up the shortstop and Austin Gothier to face McCade Brown. Gothier struck out looking in the second, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. I was talking about baseball before, and brings, I think, a lot of cultures, different countries together, more so than I think the other major sports, meaning football, basketball, and hockey. Yes, I know soccer's right up there, but I think the traditional 4 major sports is the 0-1 pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner. Quickly 0-2. A windup in the 0-2. Low ball 1-2. But you're talking about a guy like Lin. We've seen several players from Taiwan this year. We've seen SP Chin at Visalia. Saw a pitcher from Stockton earlier in the year from Taiwan. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brown delivers. That's low 2-2. We've seen Stockton's TJ Schofield, Sam, and Denzel Clark of Stockton, who we'll see next series here. Both from Canada. Obviously, you see all the Latin American countries represented for the most part. The 2-2 here, foul to the screen. Players from the Dominican and Cuba and Mexico and Venezuela. And the Visalia manager, Jorge Cortez, we just saw him. He's from Colombia. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gothier, and the pitch line foul right side, 2-2. I mean, you don't see that in American football. I mean, that's sport's really not played anywhere else around the globe other than America. Basketball certainly is played around the world. You just don't see as many players from foreign countries in the NBA, I'm talking. They'll wind up in the 2-2, low outside 3-2. Hockey, yeah, I guess you do with America, but predominantly Canada and Sweden and maybe a few of the Czech countries or republics over there. But I think baseball's the most diverse. And a lot of fun to mix the cultures. 3-2 pitch, hit deep in the hole at short. Backhand grab by Amador. Long throw on one hop, but a good pick there by Goodman. Didn't really have to pick it, just played it on one hop. And Gothier is out. One shortstop grounds to the other. And McCade Brown, his second perfect inning tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Fresno 5, Rancho Cucamonga nothing. You're listening to Fresno Grizzlies on 1430 ESPN.
Leading off for Rancho Cucamonga in the top of the 5th, center fielder, number 11, Jake Vogel.
Jake Vogel leads it off as we go to the top of the 5th inning. 6-0 Fresno, and McCade Brown's first pitch to Vogel is inside ball 1. And the count is a 1 ball and no strikes. Vogel, Howard, and Bethencourt. As Vogel slaps this ball to shortstop, easily up with it is Amador, and he'll throw over to Goodman at first. And Vogel is out, 1 away. Top of the 5th inning. Doug Greenwald with you on FresnoGrizzlies.com and 1430 ESPN. 6 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Fresno. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error for Rancho Cucamonga. Still a little bit of daylight here. Lights are on. And now it's Gage Howard, and he swings and hits this one to first. Eats up Goodman, but he grabs the ball anyway around his chest, and he'll underhand the ball to the pitcher Brown covering first. And Howard is out back-to-back times. Howard has been up in his first ever professional start, and he has grounded out to the first baseman Goodman with Brown covering. So quickly 2 away in the top of the 5th inning. And now the third baseman, Kenneth Bethencourt, will dig in. Left-hander Felix Ramirez, we saw last night, now warming up again for Fresno. We saw him pitch last night as the pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count. A windup on the pitch, and that's high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count. And Bethencourt waves weakly at a slider and comes up empty, strike 2. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. So Bethencourt, who popped to second base in the 3rd inning. A wind by Brown and the pitch outside, ball 2, 2-2. 6 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Fresno. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error for Rancho Cucamonga. Town located about an hour north of L.A. Swing here and a chopper hit over the mound. It's going to be a tough play, and there'll be no play. But third baseman Bernable thought he might have had the angle, and the ball got past him. I don't think it would have mattered. Bethencourt think right off the bat had an infield single there and does. So ball was eventually picked up by the shortstop Amador, but to no avail. So that is the second hit tonight for Rancho. 6-0 Fresno, top of the fifth. And now here is Luis Diaz. He singled to right his first time, and he takes up and in from McCade Brown, ball one. Count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Brown did not win a game last year in the Arizona Complex. He's yet to have a professional win as he misses outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. So Ramirez warming, and I think the Grizzlies really want to see McCade Brown get this one out right here so he's eligible for the win, especially with a 6-0 Fresno lead. Lead at first by Bethencourt, and Diaz swings this one sharply to short. Snagged by Amador for the moment, but the ball eats him up, and he went with the ball. The ball, as I said, ate him up and really knocked Amador back. It was as if somebody shoved him out in the left field to force that ball, and I think this is going to be all for Brown. I know that he had 2 chances to get 1 out, and manager Robinson Cancel is going to have to come out and more than likely remove him. And I know minor league's about development, but obviously, you know, at this level, you want to see a guy get his first pro win, especially with a 6-0 lead in the 5th inning. Pitch limit for starters is generally around 85, at least for the Grizzlies. And that will be all for McCade Brown. Now Brown, 73 pitches. And I say generally with most of the Grizzlies starters, it's 85. Although McCade Brown, remember, this is just his 3rd start. And he's coming back due to injury. And Brown gets a nice hand from his Grizzly teammates. But he will end up departing and will not be able to grab the win tonight. By the way, that ball hit by Diaz ruled an infield single. So